Hey, and welcome back to Cheryl's Network Live, where we provide you with tips, strategies, and ideas on building your home-based business. Any business, really, because it's all about branding and marketing. And so today I have in the studio with me a dear friend. I love interviewing my dear friends. And so we have Ann Marot from South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you, Cheryl.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good.
We've talked about having this interview for a long time.
We have.
And here we are doing it. And so tell us about you. You come from South Africa and you're here in the U.S. for a few weeks. Now, you have a huge, very interesting background. And so just tell us about what it's like to live in South Africa, to start with, what it's like to be a single woman and building a massive business. We want to know it all.
Well, Cheryl, I really love South Africa. I started off being in business on my own from the age of 19, and it's been quite an adventure for me. I actually was in the health industry, owning my own health center in the beginning, and then I moved over to the marketing field because I thought that there was, that I had a talent that I wanted to share, a skill that I wanted to share with people, and help them succeed in their businesses. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so now you help a lot of different businesses in South Africa. Some people think that South Africa is not a country where there is a lot of business. Yeah. How is that different than what people might think?
Well, first of all, South Africa might be considered as a third world country, but it is. It's just like America, actually. We have big malls like you have, and we have businesses. And no, there are no lions walking in the street. So
it's a very, very beautiful country.
Yeah, no,
very beautiful. The photos. I plan to come soon, and it's just a beautiful
I'm hoping
country.
So.
Yes, well, I'll get there. So let's talk about branding and marketing, because you have become quite an expert in the whole area of branding. And so you help a variety of businesses to brand themselves and their business. Share with us how that works.
Okay, well, first of all, I think that the where I'd like to start is that when you talk about branding, personal branding, it starts with yourself. People think that having a brand is a company with a logo, and that's branding. But the where it really starts is with yourself, and the fact that you must get yourself out there. You need to because after all, you are your business and you are your product.
So how is that different? Because that's personal branding.
Yes.
How is that different from like Nike branding Nike?
Okay, well, for me, I think even if you had to work in a big company like Nike, if you're a salesperson within Nike, the people would still be buying from you. And I think this trust starts with the actual person, whether you work in a big corporate like Nike with a big brand, they're not going to buy from anyone unless they trust you. And that's where we start with the personal branding, developing that relationship with people, and getting that trust going. And you can work in any corporate.
Do you think, I completely agree, that was great. Do you think that that's all changed over the years because of social media, so that now we need to more have that personal brand versus just that corporate big thing?
Absolutely. I really believe that, people need to, you're going to work with someone closely, and there needs to be a relationship. And even if you look at the social media platform, you need to start a conversation, and it's about a conversation with the person, and then
Absolutely.
They start to trust you, and then it doesn't really matter what company, corporate, big, small, that you belong to. If that person has that rapport with you, then you know, that's where you can really sell them anything.
So then do you prefer working with individuals like that are self-employed type individuals that really need that personal branding?
Well, if you look at it, a lot of people don't know where their strengths are. They don't know how to even hold an interview. If you go to an interview wanting to get a job, you need to know how to put yourself forward, and that's really what I teach. And I have a workshop coming up where you learn how to deal with interviews. You learn about where your strengths are, you learn about your weaknesses as well, because that's important, and what to actually push forward. So you might be in a job already, and you want to be promoted. How do you do that? How do you go about, branding yourself, pushing yourself forward? So all of those things are important.
Very important. And so today there's so many people that are self-employed, and there's so much going on with social media that it's even more important to be doing personal branding and getting yourself out there. And so tell us about this workshop that you've got coming up.
Okay, well, I'm just about to launch it. It's really a workbook which helps you to answer those questions that you never ask yourself. Like, what is my strength? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do with myself? What are my qualities? That type of thing is all in a workbook. And then there are training videos that come afterwards to actually show you exactly what to do and how to do it. And so I think it's going to be a really great workshop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so is this something that you're marketing online?
Yes, I am. I'm going to be putting it onto my blog. And I also want to tell you that I've just started with a new business. I've started the business myself with a partner, and it's called Funnel Vision, and we're actually affiliates to ClickFunnels, and this is a new technology that people are going to benefit so much with in their business. Especially when you want to get something across to people, you need to lead them somewhere, and you can't always do that on a telephone or via email. You need to you need to show the value.
So you're talking about like capture pages is another term for that, where that you have something that goes out that says something about the topic, and then an opt-in where that you can build the database.
Yes,
right.
Good.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. Because after all, you don't want to work with people that aren't interested in personal branding.
No,
you want someone to opt in to knowing more. Then you have the right people to work with.
And that's another way of building a great database.
Absolutely.
And once you have that database, you can market anything to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And so many people don't understand all of those techniques to business today, is that it's so important to create that database so that you can market yourself and whatever your product and service is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's very exciting, Ann. So you've done so many different things, and now don't you have a magazine as well?
I do.
Tell us about that.
I have a magazine. It's on the Apple newsstand. It is. It's called Life Sculpt, and it's really about how you sculpt your life. Business, pleasure, your health, everything. So
do you have advertisers in the magazine, or is it a lot of articles and stories?
I have some advertisers, and actually this first issue we're giving away free advertising.
Oh, are you?
So just to promote the magazine. I think there's a lot of value in it, so we're giving value back.
Excellent. So how would people contact you?
Well, I think to start with, it would be best to pop me an email. It's easy, Ann, ANN, at Ann Marot, which is my surname. So it's ANNMAROT.com.
Awesome. And then you can direct them to your blog
Yes.
and all of those things as well. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. And so now you're going to be in the U.S. for a couple of weeks. Don't you have a son that is in the U.S.?
Yes, I do. My son lives in San Francisco, so it would be my first visit to go and see him, and I'm very excited about it.
He had a scholarship, didn't he?
He did. He's a little South African living in a big America.
Wasn't his scholarship in basketball or something?
Tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah, tennis.
Awesome.
Yeah, he got a scholarship with the university in Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you've been to the U.S. a number of times, and I met you like 3 years ago, I believe, and I learned so much from you and became great friends. And so I'm so excited to be able to interview you today on Sherial's Network Live. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sherial.
So I would just like to share also with our audience today that you can go to our blog at sherylsnetworklive.tv, and on our blog is where you'll find all kinds of information about building a business, whether it be a small business such as a realtor, a financial planner, a carpenter, a carpet cleaner, or a home-based business, a network marketer. The information is there for any of those types of business. And so if you'd like to contact us, you can do that at 702-285-8984, or go to our blog website at sherylsnetworklive.tv. And so again, thank you, Ann, so much for being here, and your information will go out to our audience. And this will be available on the net, worldwide, all over. So we'll see you back next week for another show at Sheryl's Network Live. Have a fabulous week.